Shadows, boys. Yep. We got Assassin's Creed Shadows yet again. I'm just going to finish the topic, and then we're going to catch up on Super Chats. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Guys, the level of desperation that Ubisoft is exhibiting is ridiculous. The level of desperation that the shills are exhibiting is also ridiculous. It is insane how desperate these people are to try to convince everybody that this game is a massive win. We went from games utilizing units sold as a method of success to now players engaged as a method of success to now you don't even have to play the game. All you got to do is have it in your library. And it counts as the sales number. It counts as the player number. That 2 million player number that they said they hit, they were counting it as activations. Now it's activations. So now all you got to do is activate the game in your library, and that's considered a win. So we got PC gamers saying Assassin's Creed Shadows is a hit, and Steam played a significant role in that. 27% of activations were on PC, and it's the second biggest Assassin's Creed launch of all time. Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we seriously now trying to advertise the success of a game based on activations? Is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing now? There's no way that we can cope this hard and people are not going to call it out. There's just no, like, at this point, you guys are trying to grasp at anything to make it seem like a success. So let's talk about the numbers really quick and get a better understanding of everything that's going on right now. Look at the kind of picture that PC Gamer uses. Look at the kind of picture they use. It's fucking unbelievable. Let's go down here. Either way, Assassin's Creed Shadows is, per data seen by the VGC, the second biggest Assassin's Creed launch of all time, behind Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's in no small part down to PC gamers. A full 27% of the game's activations happen on our platform of choice, and though it's worth bearing in mind that doesn't translate to 27% of sales. Ubisoft uses the word activations because it presumably encompasses people playing the game via their Ubisoft Plus subscription. So essentially, 27% of all activations came from PC. And this is including Ubisoft Plus, Steam, whatever fucking platform this game is available on. This is numerical manipulation. That's all this is. It's intentionally vague. It's intentionally dishonest. It's doing this on purpose. Guys, we are literally out here. I'm not kidding. Imagine being in an office with a bunch of Ubisoft executives. And imagine being at the head of the table. And you ask them the following question. You say, okay, how many sales are we at? And the first executive says, well, we are the second biggest Assassin's Creed launch of all time. And then you're like, I asked you how many sales we have. And then the next executive says, well, we actually had 27% of activations on the PC platform right now. And then you start getting frustrated. You're like, how many sales do we have? And the third executive's like, well, you know, it's critically received very well. It's at an 80-something% on Steam, and we got a really high Metacritic score. How many sales do we have? Then the fourth executive's like, well, in all actuality, it was the number one top-selling game on Steam for the first day. How many... Bro, I don't understand how many times do we have to ask the question of how many fucking sales does the game have right now across all platforms? And all you're getting is bullshit PR answers where they're like, well, we're the number 2 of all time. We got great reviews. It's critically received very well. Commercially, it's doing very, like, oh my God, dude, just answer the fucking question. How many sales do we have? And then they'll just be, after yelling at them, there'll be like a 6th executive that says, well, it's actually one of the top selling games right now in the entire franchise. If you don't tell me how many fucking, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that unbelievably bullshit PR speak. Stop using like, again, they are saying this because they know that they don't want to answer the question. They can't answer the question. Because if they answer the question, it's going to make all of their PR speak look really, really small. They can't afford for it to look small. They have to make it look as big and as successful as possible, which is why they did the players engage metric. Now they're doing activations. Now they're doing all this kind of bullshit to spin the narrative and to try to consistently dodge the question of, you know, how many sales. It's so frustrating to see them do this, but what's even more frustrating is seeing them consistently convince people who are absolutely fucking stupid. You have people out there trying to shill for this game because they need this game to win more than Ubisoft does. I'm not even kidding. There's people out there. You got your Mighty Cucks, your Booty Adams. You got people out there that desperately need this game to win for their ideology. They need this game to win visually in front of everybody, just like they needed Dragon Age of Veilguard to win. Just like they wish Concord would have won, but it died in 10 days. Assassin's Creed Shadows needs to be a win. But you know what's funny? There's already articles that are starting to walk it back. It's only a matter of time before all of them do it. But they are starting to walk it back, boys. They're starting to walk it back. It is a beautiful thing. Let me show you. Let me show you really quick because it's funny. I got a screenshot here. Look at this. Really quick. Look at this. Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't the hit that Ubisoft desperately needs, according to an analyst. Assassin's Creed Shadows is selling well, but it's reportedly tracking behind Valhalla and falls short of 2025 hits like Split Fiction. From Jamie Hoare. Published a few hours ago. This is going to be the beginning of the end. I'm telling you. You're going to have articles out here starting to suddenly change the tone. They're going to change the tone. You know what's sad? Imagine trying to compare yourself again. You're trying to compare yourself again to a video game that said they sold 2 million. You know what? Let me not even. Hold on. I'll do you one better. Let me show you the difference. Look at the difference in how things are marketed. You guys ready? Here we go. Let me do hold on. Shadows 2 million. Let me do it like this. Okay. This is from IGN. Hold on. IGN. I want to make sure we got the proper comparison. Okay. You guys ready for this? Watch this. When your game is not successful, this is how you market it. Here we go. From IGN. Assassin's Creed Shadows hits 2 million players 2 days after release. Ubisoft says it's now surpassed Origins and Odyssey launches. Assassin's Creed Shadows hits 2 million players. 2 million players. Okay? Remember this. You listening? Okay, that's how they marketed Shadows. From the same outlet. You ready? Split Fiction hits 2 million sales. Sales. After just 1 week. Split Fiction hits 2 million sales. Sales. This is from the same fucking outlet. This is the same outlet. It's not like I went to a totally different fucking outlet. It's IGN and IGN. So one says 2 million players, the other says 2 million sales. It's because one actually sold 2 million and the other did not sell 2 million. Isn't that interesting? So again, this whole way that they're marketing this shit is absolute bull. You guys already know that. Let me bring up the PC article again really quick. All right, so more intriguingly, the data shows that Ubisoft's return to Steam has paid dividends. AC Shadows is the first major Ubi game to launch concurrently on Steam in 6 years. Turns out people like that Steam played a significant role in Shadows' stonking PC performance. Well, I mean, it doesn't take much to figure that out. Everybody knew that you should be releasing your game day one on Steam. The fact that you didn't release a Star Wars Outlaws, like fucking retards, they really thought, the funny thing is they really thought that they can not release Star Wars Outlaws on Steam and have a successful launch. They really thought that. They really fucking thought that. And then they learned their lesson quickly. They got so felted that they had to run back to Steam with Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're like, all right, we're sorry. We'll release it day one. We're sorry. Nobody wants to buy our fucking Ubisoft Plus nonsense. We're sorry. As precisely the kind of idiot who will buy games on sale on Steam that I already own on other platforms just so I can keep up all my stuff on the same digital shelf, I'm not too surprised. People are loyal to Valve's storefront. Of course they are. Of course they are. You might think that coming second to the previous game in the series puts a little bit of a damper on celebrations, but it's worth bearing in mind the Valhalla released in November of 2020. Who cares? Who cares? This is a brand new Assassin's Creed game that people were looking forward to up until you fucked it up. And people were looking forward to feudal Japan in Assassin's Creed, and you fucked it up. This could have been the biggest launch you ever had. This easily could have been the biggest Assassin's Creed game ever. Easily. But you decided to fuck it up. You decided to fuck around and find out. And now you're realizing that it's not looking very good. And it's only a matter of time before the shills also have to realize that it's not looking very good. They can defend the game as much as they want, but eventually the truth is going to come out. And one of two things is either going to happen. They're going to have to admit they were wrong, which is probably not going to happen. Or they're going to go quiet and they're going to run away like they do with all the other games that failed throughout the year that Ubisoft was trying to say was successful. Up until the earnings call, they were trying to say that Star Wars Outlaws was a success. They were trying to say that Star Wars Outlaws was holding strong, had solid pre-orders, that people had a positive sentiment about the game. And then they're gone at that point. Same thing with X Defiant. They said X Defiant was doing fine. The game is fine. Who cares? It went from 20 million to 20,000. Who cares? The game's fine. And then the game died. Prince of Persia, same thing. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Glowing reviews. Everybody loves it. It's an amazing game. Dead. Bro, that's scary. Hold on. The poll is at 83%. That is fucking scary. That is unbelievably scary. I'm just saying. There's something about that number. It's a little scary. It's a little scary. So, at the end of the day, boys, at the end of the day, Assassin's Creed Shadows, at this point, I think it's safe to say the game is cooked. And I know there's going to be people out there be like, oh, it's going to sell 10 million, 20 million copies. This game, I'll tell you this. I have no doubts that Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to sell 5 to 10 million copies in its lifetime, but it's going to be at a sale of $6.99, just like Valhalla was. You think the majority of those tens of millions of copies that Valhalla sold was at full price? You really think that? No, of course not. 85% plus, 85% plus of the sales that happened with Valhalla was on sale. I guarantee you. Valhalla was on sale for years for like $8, $9. It's a slow crawl to get to that number. But I got to tell you right now, it's not looking too good for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I have no doubts that they're going to hit over 1 million units sold. But then after that, it's going to be a very slow crawl to try to get to anything close to Valhalla's numbers. And they know that. Chances are, by the time that Shadows gets anywhere near 5 million copies sold in its lifetime, somebody else is going to own Ubisoft. How's that for irony? Somebody else is going to own Ubisoft, and by the time that Shadows gets anywhere close to that number. It's just the fucking truth. It's sad, but it's true. Shadows, unfortunately, is not doing what it needed to do. What the shills don't understand is that Shadows didn't need to just be successful. Shadows needed to be a mega hit. I've been saying this since the beginning. Other people have also been saying this since the beginning. You know who else said this? Ubisoft. Ubisoft said that Shadows needed to be not just successful, it needed to be huge. Otherwise, the company is going to be highly uncomfortable. And I guarantee you right now, even though all the sentiment is positive and everybody's making all these super toxic positive posts on social media, I guarantee you Ubisoft is 100% panicking right now. I would promise you that Ubisoft is in conversations with Tencent and other companies already to see what they're willing to buy. I guarantee you they have them bidding already, which they admitted to, if I'm not mistaken, beforehand. They're bidding already. I promise you. That's just what's going to happen. So we're going to come to find out what actually happened in the earnings call. What month are we in? We're in March right now. When is the earnings call for Ubisoft? Is it next month? I don't remember. Is it next month? I think the earnings call is next month in April. But I could be wrong. But whenever that earnings call is, that's where we're going to find out the truth. But do not get it twisted. Ubisoft will absolutely spin the narrative in the earnings call too, because they lie to investors all the time. GDR says it's always March. Really? Is it this month then? Would they be able to talk about Shadows in the earnings call this month? It just came out. Huh. By the end of this month? Really? Oh, man. I'm curious. I am so curious what's going to happen. No, they're definitely going to lie their asses off. They're going to lie their asses off, and they're going to try to do what they always do, which is trick their investors in the hopes that people stay investing in Ubisoft. Their stock tanked, and then it went up slightly. Then it goes down again. But it's been on a consistent trend downward. I got to imagine they're probably going to come up with some excuse as to why they probably can't talk about Shadow's numbers right now. They might say it's too new. It just came out. Things are trending positively, but we don't have any numbers yet. They're probably going to say something like that. How much you want to bet? They're going to say things are trending positively, but we don't have any numbers yet. But we did hit 2 million players. Zelosi says March 26, 2025. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we are T-minus 1 day away. Supposedly it's tomorrow. Bro, if it's tomorrow, oh man. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait.